one of the movies that's been in the news a lot lately, even though nobody was talking about it before this, was the upcoming hybrid live-action CGI Looney Tunes movie Coyote versus Acme, starring John Cena. Now, I was quite intrigued by this movie. I love the idea of a movie about Coyote. He is the most... Man, I don't know that there's an animated character that life just straight up shits on more than old Wile E. Coyote.
Truly.
All he's trying to do is eat.
He's just trying to get some tail. Huh?
Just trying to get
God
that
damn it.
Roadrunner tail. Poor dude. Poor dude. Now, nobody really talked about this movie at all until a brand new head of Warner Brothers Animation was appointed, much like James Gunn and Peter Safran took over the new DC studio. Warner Brothers Animation studio has a new head, and that new head decided that, you know what, we're not going to release this film. Because we have a new philosophy here that we don't do straight to max movies, and we don't believe that this movie is going to make money. At least they didn't believe that it would make back the money that it would cost them to mount a theatrical release and a very expensive theatrical campaign. Well, that got a lot of people talking about it. And apparently Warner Brothers has now gone, you know what, there's another way we can make money on this. Let's sell it to another distributor to have the distribution rights, whether it's an Amazon or an Apple TV Plus or something. No announcement has been made about whether that'll happen, but that apparently is what they're going on by. Well, according to a number of people in the industry, the movie's actually quite good. And this comes to us from Deadline that said this: we're hearing that a screening which took place Tuesday afternoon drew a huge applause at the end and had wall-to-wall laughs with the likes of the Nun 2 director Michael Shavs in attendance, along with Oscar-winning Everything Everywhere All at Once filmmaker Daniel Scheinert. I always just call them the Daniels because I don't like to pronounce his last name. In addition to the Pix cast of Will Forte, Lana Condor, and PJ Byrne, and Coyote vs. Acme director David Green. Said Lego Movie co-director and Spider-Verse producer Christopher Miller of Lord Miller, I saw Coyote vs. Acme and it's delightful. Funny, charming, good physical comedy timing with a surprise amount of heart. I hope several studios go after it so the world can see the good work these people did. Now, his partner, Lord, said the following: Coyote vs. Acme is wonderful. They absolutely nail it. Hilarious, smart, existential, and moving, and makes this all-time character even more relevant than ever. So a lot of people jump in to the defense of this movie saying it's actually really quite good. And of course, we all know that a movie being quite good often doesn't necessarily translate to making money at the box office. That being said, they're saying it's quite good. And maybe these types of reports will light a fire under places like Amazon or Apple TV Plus, or maybe even Paramount, to say, you know what, we'll give you however many millions of dollars to let us be the streaming home of this movie. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. We'll have to wait and see. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Mint Mobile. Signing your life away to a big wireless provider is kind of like being trapped on a roller coaster from hell. Sure, it looks like fun at first. They probably even threw in a free phone, but now you can't get off. Month after month of insane bills and unexpected thrills, like overages and surprise fees. If that sounds like your current big wireless plan, it's time to get off the ride with Mint Mobile. For a limited time, wireless plans from Mint Mobile are just $15 a month. That's unlimited talk, text, and data for just $15 a month. You guys know before I came to Mint Mobile, I was paying triple what I am paying now on the standard big wireless plan, and I will never go back. All plans come with unlimited talk, text, and high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. To get your new unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped right to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea. Chris, it's always good hearing good reactions to a movie. We heard it was good. We're now hearing from filmmakers we know saying it's good. What do you think about what we're hearing?
It makes me really excited about it, and I hope a studio does pick this up because it's such a fun story. It's based on a New Yorker article from 1990 about Wile E. Coyote seeking damages against Acme, which I think that's a great premise in itself. That's so fun. And I know we've talked on this show about John Cena is becoming a much better actor over time, right?
Particularly in comedy. He's
Yes,
really found
he
his groove in
thrives
comedy.
He's great at it. He can find those nice heartstring moments too, though, as we've seen with his work on HBO, right? His work with DC. I'm really excited, and I hope I get the chance to see this because I love physical comedy. I love animation. And I gotta say, I'm sure there's a lot of people at Warner Brothers who are much smarter than me, who understand money much better than I do. But I don't think they always make the right choices when it comes to animation, particularly with how they're quick to kind of just jettison their animated projects. And I think that I know they need to find ways to cut cost, recoup money. This was something they planned to put on streaming, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And that obviously isn't going to bring in money unless you're going to subscribe just to watch Wile E. Coyote, which I'm not sure there's a huge audience for that. But I think that they sometimes make the wrong choices in putting things straight to streaming and how they treat their animated products, especially their legacy animated products. So I'm excited for somebody else to hopefully scoop this up because I really want a chance to see it. I think it sounds so fun.
I mean, here's the thing. I know everybody, I'm always the one saying the unpopular opinion because it's often lonely being right. But again, it's one thing. At the end of the day, it is a business. And if they think we're going to lose money if we put up a $30-40 million ad campaign, which is what at minimum you need for a major motion picture like this, and we don't simply believe we'll make that kind of money, I get it. It's also going to be very interesting to see what happens if nobody wants it. Like we're all getting excited, including me, because I do want to see this. Getting excited about the idea that maybe it'll pop up on Apple TV Plus and Amazon. But what happens if all of them look at it and say, no, thanks. Like it's not worth $20 million to us because we're not going to make any money off of it. I mean, what happens if that happens? Does Max at that point then go, well, you know what? F it, we'll just put it up on Max anyway, although that seems to be against their current philosophy. Yeah. So what do you think Max does? Do you think they just go, what the hell everybody's been talking about? Well, let's just put it on Max. I don't think they're going to do the theatrical release, but what do you think happens if like nobody else wants to pick it up?
My biggest concern is that if no one picks it up, this is viewed as a failed experiment and things don't get shopped around as easily when somebody passes on something that's been pre-made.
Right.
I think putting it on the streaming service and just having it there and doing something as cheap as possible with your marketing is better than not doing anything with it. But then again, I don't know how much it costs to have that, loaded up and on your streaming services and taking up space within your data stream. I don't know how much cost it's going to be for it to be on their servers ultimately.
Right.
And those are things too that you got to weigh out now. So as much as I want this, I think if no one buys it, I think Warner Brothers will probably stick to their guns. And that does make me sad just because, tons of movies don't get seen. Tons of things don't see the light of day.
Yeah. Like how many films go, like we all hear about the Cannes Film Festival, all these big Telluride, all these kind of things. The vast majority of movies, they go to these festivals with the hope that somebody will pick it up and it'll get shown. But like 90% of them never get seen by anybody.
Exactly. And it is always heartbreaking, but it's part of this industry too. So just for my fellow entertainment friends, I really want their product to be seen.
Well, I now really want to see it, hearing how many people...
It's such a smart sounding movie, though, too, because how many times have you had to go see something that is very much geared towards children, and gone, gosh, I just want to blow my brains out right now. This is so, but I'm not stimulated. I don't understand this. It's like watching Coco Melon with a child, and you're like, why am I here? But every now and then you have something like a Lego movie like this where it's just, this is just a genre or this is just a medium. This isn't geared towards it or it's just children, right? And I think that's what they're doing here. And that's what Looney Tunes has always done is it's always challenged its audiences where sure, your 5-year-old can laugh at it, but you're going to get so much more other nuance and fun stuff. And I think that kind of stuff deserves screen time.
If for no other reason, I would love for this to be a success because it would get us one step closer to what I really want from them.
Ooh.
Which is a Pinky in the Brain movie. That's what I want.
Dude, freaking love Pinky in the Brain so much.
Here's a little tip for like the younger audience that doesn't know what Coyote versus Acme is. Just think of Acme as like Temu or Ali or like AliExpress.
Their Wish.
Or Wish. And then you can figure out what. Like it should be Coyote versus Temu. The new Acme. Right?
I think
Perfect.
that's a good analogy. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.